Hi everyone, this is Michelle Rushing with Stampin' Butterfly. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm super excited because my new Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine, the mini version, just came in. So I wanted to share some insights with you and let you take a closer look and compare it with the bigger machine, and then we'll die cut some pieces. So let's take a look now. So I guess I should have put them down there for you. So here's the new mini machine. It comes all put together so you don't even have to attach the handle. It has nice little rubber feet and it's nice and compact. It's similar to our bigger machine where you can pop open your side so that you can cut and emboss with it. It has the Stampin' Up logo here as well as on this, well, let's close this one so you can see it better, as well as on this side. So it's about, I think the cutting plates, I measured them and they are about 3 3/8 wide, so you can't put everything through there. So there's some designations in the catalog, which I'll show you afterwards, of how to tell what you can cut with your machine. So let's compare him, before we start cutting, let's compare him to the big machine. So he's much lighter. I don't know why all my stuff is a he, but anyway, so here's the big machine. The handle up here is rubber. This one is plastic. The big machine, you can see, has like a silver piece of engraved Stampin' Up logo, and then this is just a printed image, but still super cute. And you can see the difference in size and weight. The well, yeah, you could tell my camera's shaking. So this guy is much heavier, not super heavy, but this guy is much lighter, so you can tote him around. And let's put him, let's see, I don't know if it makes sense to turn him this way and this way so you can see him a little better. See, look how big that guy is. He doesn't even fit in. So I think the mini will be great for doing some of my videos. I'll be able to get the whole machine in the camera depending on what I'm die cutting. So let's take a look at the plates and compare those, because I did notice there's a little bit of a difference and I don't want people to get confused. So the mini machine, just like the big one, comes with all your plates to get started. So you have plate 1, and they number them and explain which each plate is for. So number 1 is your die cutting edge down. So this is for die cutting. It's for use with your thin dies. It tells you right there. You have 2 clear plates. I've already done a little cutting with that. And you'll see they're beautifully clear when you first get them, and the more you die cut, they cut the image in there, so don't worry, that's normal. And it makes a ka-clunk sound. That's normal too with all cutting machines. Plate number 3 on the mini is the embossing folder. So this is for the standard embossing folder. And then plate number 4 is for the 3D embossing folder. And I have yet to see a 3D for the mini, so I'm sure that's coming out soon, but not in the annual catalog just yet. So when you look at your different plates, let's pull out the other ones because this confused me a little bit. So I want to make sure you guys get the idea. So now the big machine has a little bit different numbering system. Let's see if you can see that. Hopefully it's not too shiny. So the plate number 1 is your base plate, and it's for use with your thin dies and your standard embossing folder. Then there's a plate 2, which you use with your magnetic and with your thin dies. So plate 2 on this one is your clear, but on the big one, your clears are 3. So just make sure you don't get confused which order you put them in. Whenever you're making a sandwich, you want to make sure you're not cutting into any of your plates. So you always have to have some kind of clear plate. So remember that. And then plate 4 is the same, I believe. So this one, plate 4 is for your 3D folders, and plate 4. So those match between the two. But the numbers are a little bit off on the big to the small. So when you're making your embossing folder on the mini guy, you use plate 1. So you don't use any clear. Use plate 1 in this guy. I know it's a little confusing. I'll demonstrate it. And then if you've been using this guy, when you're doing your embossing folders, you don't use this. So this goes away. And for your 3D, you use the 4, just like this guy. He uses 4. And then, let's see, the standard just uses clear on this one. So you'll see if you're using a regular embossing folder, so if you're just doing an embossing folder, it would go here on this machine, but in this one, it goes here. So it's a little bit different. You'll get the hang of it, and it's clearly labeled, so that's awesome. So just make sure you read the labels on each one and don't assume the numbers are the same. That's the biggest thing I wanted to point out. because you don't want to get confused and ruin your machine. And then also remember, if it doesn't fit, there might be something with your sandwich that's wrong. So don't force it through. You know, take a look at your sandwich and maybe it's a little bit messed up. Alrighty, so let's do a little cutting and embossing in our new machine. So we'll emboss first. So let's open up our little sides. He fits so nice in there. All right, so we're going to use the Meadow Moments embossing folder. And in the catalog, the full-size embossing folders don't fit in here, but they notate a little mini symbol, and I'll show you that in a little bit once we do some die cutting. But so the minis come with two, so it's like a full-size embossing folder. So instead of getting one, you get two for the same price. So that's kind of cool, and you'll know they'll fit in here. So we're going to do the one with the butterflies, of course. So I already cut a little bit of cardstock, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. And then let's double check what our sandwiches are. We have lots of plates. So we said this is for thin die, so that's not the guy we want to use. We want to use plate 1. Oh, I take it back. So plate 1, and this one's 3D, so we don't want that one either. So we're going to set that aside. And then this is standard. So this is a thinner embossing folder. The 3D ones are thicker, and you'll see that on the bigger ones. So we have plate 1 and plate 3. And you always want to send your hinge in first so it doesn't crack. That's just a tip. All right, so we have our little sandwich. And I'm going to have to stand up to die cut. I can't die cut sitting down. All right, so we get them started. We're just going to wheel it through. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much. And there you go. And I have to say the new machines really do a nice job. And I don't know if you can tell with the light, but they really do a nice deep die cut evenly across your paper. So our roller system is amazing on these things. And even for intricate die cutting, they work really well. All right, so now let's do a little die cutting. So this one is with thin dies. So we're going to use plate 1. And we need our 2 clear plates. So number 2 and number 2. And I'm going to actually die cut. I didn't think this would really fit, but when I looked in the catalog, it was notated with a mini. And I thought for sure this sunflower was not going to fit. But it had the mini notation, so I was like, hey, let's see. And sure enough, it fits. So, quick tip, if you have washi tape, which I don't have any handy right now, if your dies slide around a little bit, you could always use a little washi tape to hold it in place. But I think he's going to stay okay. Let's see. Make our little sandwich. And again, when you're die cutting, you always want to make sure you have a clear plate on the bottom so you're not cutting into all your goodies. All right, there we go, got it started. I'm trying not to let it slide around. Oh, this one's working really hard. Maybe I made my sandwich wrong. We'll have to see. So you'll see with the intricate dies, the first pass, it cut through really well. So let's move this out of the way. I guess because it's new, I haven't really squished in the rollers yet. So I have a little die box. Let's move this over. So one of my many uses for my paper pumpkin is to collect all my dust and dirt. So I have the take your pick brush attachment for my take your pick tool. And I just use the foam in here so it collects all the dirt, and I empty it every so often. And you can just run it through here. Most of them had already popped out on their own because the die cut machine was so good. So I don't want to take forever popping this out for you. But flick them, they come out too. All right, so there you go. And then later on I'll just dump out all the dirt into the little trash can. So you can see it cuts super easy. I have to work mine in a little bit because that one's a little bit thicker. The dandelions I cut yesterday went in super easy, but I thought I'd try one of the wider one that went all the way across. So there's your die cut sunflower and our embossed pieces. And I think the new little machine is going to be awesome because I can cut quite a few things in there. So let's take a quick look at the catalog. And I'll show you where they are. and some helpful tips inside the catalog when you're trying to decide what I can use. So pages 170 and 171 have the machines. So the new mini machine is only $60. So that's a great price point if you're just starting out in crafting and you have a little bit smaller budget. So the bigger machine is $120, but the mini is half price. So it's only $60 and you can die cut tons of stuff in the catalog. And then see these little mini symbols right here? I don't know if you can tell. These say that if it has that next to it, it means you can cut with your mini machine. So if you need extra plates, the next page has that. Here's the little die brush attachment I just used, and that was attached to the take your pick tool, which is elsewhere in the catalog. So here's another mini. This one won't fit in, but this one will. So you don't have to guess in the catalog. You'll be able to tell easily. So here's the sunflower. See, when I was looking through, I thought for sure it wasn't going to fit, but it does. So you've got your little mini noted there. And this section shows all your bundles. So your 10% off bundles if you want to buy your dies and your stamps together. This whole section will show you that. So let's look at the embossing folders next. All right, so you can see we have 3 different embossing folders in this catalog, and there's some as well in the Christmas catalog that I believe are on sale and retiring. So lots to pick from. They're $8 for your embossing folders, and they have the little mini notation. 6x6 definitely won't fit in there, and even the skinnier ones, because like I said, it's only 3 3/8 inches wide for the cutting plate, and you can't put any of these other guys in there. So as long as you like these, it's a great starting point to get started in your crafting hobby. Overall, I love my new little machine. I can't wait to use him more. And I think it's going to be a great addition to my crafting arsenal. And it also takes a lot less space. So this one is great for traveling if you want to put it in a bag. I heard rumors it fits in our little lunchbox. So I went ahead and ordered the Stampin' Up! Lunchbox. When it comes in, I'll put it in and do a video for you guys so you can see what it looks like. But it sounds like it might be a good traveling bin for my, my little machine. So if you're doing different events and you need to travel, it's a great way to do your cutting and embossing for your projects. Anyway, oh, it looks like Heather and Jenny joined me. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm new to this, so I can see your comments, so that's awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the new little machine. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them below, and I'd be happy to answer them. If you want to order it, I'll put a link as well in the descriptions, and you'll be able to click on that easily to find the machine. Thanks, and I appreciate you joining me. Have a great day.